Hello traders, this is the DAX recap video for Thursday, the 21st. Another ECB event with Christine Lagarde and another snooze on it, so nothing much happened there. And basically setups when there is something would be going with the move on the first pullback or fading the exhaustion into the good support zone or resistance zone. And we got today exhaustion into the main support, which is an automatic long setup there. In the trading plan, important zone for our intraday bias was a bull bear zone, and the level 950 served today as an axis line, providing first support, then resistance. It was a very good level for today. So pullbacks toward the gap fill would provoke buyers. That was one of the ideas, and we got the gap fill long as well. Also, for the open, this was important that aggressive buyers could use that narrow pre-market range and balancing at the zone as a launching point to make an early break, and also that there could be a spike high similar like yesterday, and we got that. We got the early break, but it was a spike right toward the next zone. So if we have a spike from the narrow pre-market range, obviously we are not going to fade that first zone that is 5 points above it, and obviously later for failing below the 950, since there was pre-market low also, that move would lead towards the gap fill and toward this lower zone. So open here, what can we make before the open? To just label the pre-market low, the pre-market high. You could also make a rectangle like this to have a visual on the pre-market range. I like to do that as well. And also I like to place myself a vertical line representing Cetera Open and the New York Stock Exchange Open. Then first thing to observe here, this was the pre-market chance to go long around the 740, 745. Then this was the open. At the open, we could also place the opening level line, small rectangle, just to make a label saying that it is an open. This would be the alternative only scalp short in the pre-market session as well. So all of this you could just skip all of that and then take action on the open. So here those would be the absolute best entry points for selling today. Personally, I had a resting order right there at 14,030 and didn't get a fill for like 3 points. That, ladies and gentlemen, is penny wise pound foolish thing to do. So the good thing also would be spraying orders. Like you like spray 2 or 3 orders inside the zone. So in that case, at least one would get a fill. This would be the entry point. Kudos to the subscribers that that had this good entry point. Then this also is your target. You're targeting toward the pre-market high, toward the top edge of the pre-market range, and toward the opening level, because from the pre-market high or from the opening level, buyers could act. So this is the last here. This is there at the beginning line in the sand, because if market goes fast after this below the opening level, it could be then an avalanche of selling of all of these people then could be trapped, because not everybody bought the bottom edge of the pre-market range. Plenty of them are here having some positions at the middle of it, and now all of a sudden 5 minutes after the open they are already down money, so they need to then quickly close, and then you would get a faster move down. So they defended the opening level, and that the defense of the opening level could be an entry point for longs. Then we observe here, hey, what is this now? Again, the absolute same high, like market is making here intraday double top, can't go for a single point higher, can't make higher highs, inability to move higher, moving down, bang your short again, like this, or like I did, push higher again, bounce from the pre-market high, but now lower high and going down. So then in this period of time, that was it. Once below the pre-market high, today we had that early chance to say, even here at 950 or here at 10, hey, this here could be the high of the day, or at least high of the day until the ECB press conference or ECB event. Then we got this. And what is this? Almost the absolute same thing that we had yesterday and almost the same hours. Yesterday we had this from 10 to 12, and today we had this from 10 to 1. So for 3 hours. Why? Because at 1:45 was a main refinancing rate, and this is what market do going into the data release. Just going sideways or sideways up. Nothing to do here, absolutely nothing here. Only here you can do something. Only this is a long, and this here is absolutely nothing. Maybe you could scalp something here. I will avoid this. I will just look at this, what the market is doing. Hey, this market is again doing the absolute same thing like yesterday, grinding higher in the narrow channel. I'm waiting for it to either explode higher in some parabolic move or to break down, in which case I'm short, and that would be the entry point. Then this was the start of the ECB event, 1:45. Then this was the timing for the press conference. On press conference, they're going down, so this is hard to just jump into this. So I wouldn't really do that, and that is why we are not having a mark there. But this, I think, this was fairly easy to catch a gap fill trade, as was written in the morning notes. So some of the setups you can prepare well in advance, and you're just waiting for the market to come to you. Nothing to do in between, nothing to do in the grind. Absolutely nothing. You're sitting on your hands and wait. Bang here, as written in Twitter well in time. If you are long here, think what the buyers or sellers, where they could react, and can they move above the 950. Why? Because it's not only 950 some imaginary number, but it is our bull bear zone, it is the level, and it is the pre-market low, which is very important. Can they be again accepted inside the pre-market range or rejected? And New York Stock Exchange is going to be open in a few minutes, and you're here. It's dangerous then to just gamble with your long. Just close and take that 30 points and run for the hills. Sellers obviously could go short here because now bull bear zone is resistance. And at the end we got the automatic fade of the main support, and today with the beautiful ping move, I like to call this ping, when there is no fuss, no retesting for hours, you just got the clean reaction, and every single one of traders that had a resting order anywhere near the middle of the zone should get a fill. If you didn't get the fill and your observing market is leaving the zone, you didn't get fill for just like half of a point, quit swearing at your broker and just enter manually and delete that. As soon as you enter manually, you delete that resting order, you have the same risk. Stop loss goes below the zone and you hold. Targets would be upper zone toward the gap fill again, and again toward the bull bear zone. At the end you could go long here again. It's very late. I really don't want to trade DAX at 6:40 p.m. but it was an option with the US markets, because from here, from this line to the right, Americans are driving this bus, and as always, one eye on the S&P at that time. So that would be it for this edition of DAX Recap videos. As always, I wish you a pleasant evening and good trading.